vinyl community? Welcome to another video with the Record Spinner. In today's video, I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the Queen Platinum Collection 6 LP colored vinyl box set. This is the newest offering from Queen. It just came out today, and I figured this would be a perfect box set to showcase on release date. And also, this is a collection that is very close to my heart because in my time growing up as a Queen fan, this was very much a perfect gateway drug for myself as a young fan to dig deeper into their catalog, and it very much covers the entire scope of their career, plus more. And what I mean by that, we'll dig into the box set and I'll kind of explain further. But I am very excited to unbox this for you guys, and so much that it is still in the original manufacturer's box from Optimal in Germany, where this thing was pressed. So let's dig right in and see what this set is all about. I am very excited for this. All right, so here it is. Here is the front. So we kind of have a little bit of a re-rendering of the original slipcase cover because obviously the Platinum Collection has only been released on CD in previous configurations. There was the original 2002 version, which came in like a fat, bulky type of CD case. And then when they did the 40th anniversary remasters in 2011, they did another remastered version of it in individual cases. And this is the first time that this collection has seen a vinyl pressing. However, some greatest hits albums have been released separately on vinyl, since this collection brings together greatest hits 1, 2, and 3. Greatest Hits 1 and 2 have been reissued, and there have been a number of different colored pressings that have been put out by retailers such as Target and Walmart. But Greatest Hits 3 has never seen a vinyl reissue, and I'm very excited to have that. And I do still have my FYE exclusive pressing of Greatest Hits 1 and my black vinyl copy of Greatest Hits 2. And I was kind of debating on trading those in or selling them off to get this set, but it is Queen. They are one of my favorites, so I figured it was worth hanging on to the duplicates and still getting the box set. So here it is. As you can see on the front here, we have the Queen logo from the first 2 albums featured, which was not featured on the original, but we do have the Queen crest of the various star signs of the band, which is pretty cool. And we also have this little hype sticker as well, which says Queen, the Platinum Collection, 51 hits on vinyl for the first time, 6 180-gram colored LPs, 24-page, 12-inch photo book. So here it is, and I am going to take the shrink wrap off now so we can get a great closer look on the contents of the box set and what is featured. We'll just get this right off, and of course I'll try to tear it off carefully while also trying to retain the hype sticker once I peel it off, once this video is done. And just like that. So, very nice matte kind of finish, kind of on like silvery type of paper. I do have to say, in person, I don't know if it's just down to the way that it's designed, but it kind of has this slight 3D effect. It's just like a matte print job. There's no spot varnish or glossy finishes, but it looks very, very sharp. And here is the back, which has all the contents sprawled out, which is very cool. Here is the spine, which hopefully you can see that. There you go. And then the opposite side features all the LPs lined up like this. So pretty much an open slipcase type of box, and all the contents come out like so. So let's dig right in with what's on top first, and that is the booklet. And let's see what entails with this now. So we have the track list for the first 2 LPs, which comprises of Greatest Hits 1, which is the best-selling UK album. And we have various photos of the band all throughout the 70s. Very nice stuff. And then we get to the 3rd and 4th LP, which is for Greatest Hits 2. And also, just for the sake of pointing it out, Greatest Hits 1 does cover 73 to 81, and then Greatest Hits 2 covers 81 to 91. Features all the main big charting singles that were released in the UK at the time. And of course, just for the sake of pointing it out, the track list for Greatest Hits 1 is the UK version, because in the US they used a different track list and there was a couple songs added and taken out. But basically the UK catalog is pretty much by default. So we have various photos and stills from the various music videos from the time. And then we get to Greatest Hits 3. Now, Greatest Hits 3 covers 91 to 99, and it's kind of like an odds and sods type thing where there's various collaborations with other artists such as Elton John, George Michael. There's some singles from the Made in Heaven album, a couple of fresh remixes, songs featured on compilations, a couple of solo tracks from Freddie and Brian. So it kind of just gathers up whatever else was kind of lying around. So there you go. Some photos there. And that is the booklet. So overall, very nice to flip through. However, the one downside is that it does not feature the track-by-track breakdown, because the great thing with the Platinum Collection from the original CD booklet, as I remember it, was that each track kind of had, like, you know, history, factoids, chart history, and just kind of gave some insight as to, you know, each track and what it resembles in the compilation. So unfortunately, that is not featured here, but it still is a rather nice book. And now let's get into the vinyl goodness. So, starting off with the first LP, and the image that is used here is indeed the photo that was used for the original Greatest Hits 1 album cover. And here's the track list there. Take the record out, and each record comes in a printed inner sleeve with various single sleeves featured here, which is pretty cool. Some of these do indeed look very familiar from the CD booklet as I remember it. And take out the vinyl, and here we go. So the first LP here comes pressed on yellow vinyl. I think this is indeed a very nice touch. This is almost, this right here makes this, I think, a bit of an impulse release, because if it was pressed on black vinyl, that would be one thing, but just given the, you know, the exclusivity of this particular release and what entails with it and the way it's presented, to do it on colored vinyl is an absolutely nice touch. And of course, for myself, I do love me some colored vinyl. So that is very cool. And as stated, on the manufacturer's box, it was pressed at Optimal. And this was mastered by Miles Showell at Abbey Road Studios using the half-speed process. Miles Showell has done the Queen Studio Collection box set. He's done various other Queen releases in recent years. And it's great to see him at the mastering engineer helm for this release. Now I'm curious if the LPs for Greatest Hits 1 and 2 in this box set are the same as to what has been released individually in the past. I'm very curious. I don't know if these are fresh cuts. Would be nice if they were. There wouldn't be really much difference since I'm sure they're using the 2011 remasters, which were the basis of the box set, but you basically get what I'm saying. So that's LP1. And moving on with LP2, here's a photo of the band. I believe this was used for the Save Me picture sleeve single. And here's the track list for that. More printed inners. This one, For Now I'm Here, I've never seen that before. That does look pretty cool. Then here are the rest. I believe this one for We Are the Champions is the original US picture sleeve. I say that because I do have it somewhere. And this one comes pressed on red vinyl. I'll give you guys a good showcase of the label there. All the labels are pretty much the same across the board. Nice custom ones with the Platinum Collection title there. And moving on to Greatest Hits 2, we have, whoops, everything's kind of sliding out. Here we go. So here's the third LP, and this is taken from the music video for Princes of the Universe. Actually, wait a second. That was not it. Ah, I see. It was all It was all mixed in. Here we go. This is LP3. See, this is how you know this is a genuine unboxing. This is for LP6, but we'll get into that later. This is for LP3, and this is the photo that was used for the Radio Gaga single, just for the sake of pointing that out. Here are the single sleeves here. And this comes pressed on pink vinyl. Very nice. There's a little bit of pink fleck right around there. You can kind of see that. It sort of stands out in the vinyl. It's not a pressing defect, but it just kind of, I guess there's a little bit more of a pink hue on that particular area of the record. And then we have LP4. Disregard the seam split on the top. This photo is taken from, I believe where this comes from, this is the Miracle CD booklet. I remember I saw this photo. There's the track list there. Single sleeves. And this one comes pressed on purple vinyl. It's purple in person. It looks blue on camera. And for a split second, I thought this was a black press when I took it out of the sleeve. The purple is very, very subtle, so if you look at it in the light, it really comes across. But one funny story, though, I will tell you guys about my encounter with the Platinum Collection is that, like I said, I did have it when I was a kid, but it was because my godmother actually owned a CD copy of it. And I remember when I was young, she had loaned it to me on somewhat of a personal loan. And it more or less became mine for many, many years. But ultimately, I ended up gifting her it, I think, 1 year for Christmas as like, as like a repayment. Like, here, remember this? So, pretty funny. But no, that compilation served me well. And, it's thanks to hearing, the various singles that appeared off of just all those various albums that just ingrained me with my Queen vocabulary, and then I just dug deeper into the albums beyond that. Not necessarily saying that I started out with this compilation alone, but, I grew up listening to A Night at the Opera, Sheer Heart Attack, but it was great for me to dig into some of the 80s Queen stuff, which, granted, for my folks, as I was growing up, they very much raised me on 70s Queen, and there wasn't really much else of the 80s. So if anything, it was the sort of later stuff that, was great for me to wrap my head around thanks to this compilation. But anyways, moving on to Greatest Hits 3. So this is LP number 5. Now this photo is taken from the Innuendo artwork. And this is where we kind of get into some interesting territory with collaborations with Elton John. There's a new remix of Under Pressure. Not new remix, I mean new at the time in 1999. Barcelona, that was Freddie's collaboration with Montserrat Caballé. Somebody to Love with George Michael from the Freddie Mercury tribute show. There's even a couple of like older tracks from like Hot Space and A Kind of Magic on this, so it kind of goes all over the place. But, I see what they did here. So they included single sleeves as well as images for, some of the tracks that did not get a single release, particularly the version of Show Must Go On with Elton. Now, this one comes pressed on blue vinyl, which is very nice. Now I'm actually curious, because like I said, Greatest Hits 1 and 2 did get reissued separately, but for all of you European Queen fans, I'm sure you guys remember the D'Agostini Queen Collection, which was like a subscription service that you signed up for and you got like an album per month. I know that they have done live albums and compilations that have not seen a widespread vinyl reissue as of recently in the mainstream public. So I'm kind of curious if Greatest Hits 3 was featured in there. I'm not at all a genius when it comes to that. I mean, my one assumption is that Greatest Hits 3 did get a vinyl pressing back in 99, and that's basically it in terms of the mainstream public. So this is indeed a first for it to be featured in the box, not so much as the standalone release, but you know what I'm saying. Now, we get to LP6, and this is the shot from Princes of the Universe. And there's the track list there. So we have a Brian May solo single, a remix of Freddie's Living on My Own, his version of The Great Pretender. Princes of the Universe appears on this from A Kind of Magic. There's a version of another one, Bites the Dust, with Wyclef Jean, which was in the Small Soldier soundtrack. And then various other non-album singles and other tracks as well. And here are the various 7-inch sleeves. And this one comes pressed on green vinyl. It looks kind of like a dark olive green on camera, but it does look very much like just a standard kind of green. Overall, pressed very, very nicely. And like I've said, Miles Showell at Abbey Road using the half-speed process, he always does great work. All the recent Queen pressings sound phenomenal with him at the helm. And I am very excited to relive a bit of my childhood with this Queen box set, and also just to dig into the essential hits of Queen. So this is all around, just from a visual standpoint, a knock out of the ballpark, and I'm sure that this is going to sound absolutely wonderful, and I am so excited to dig into this. So there you guys go. That is my unboxing of the Queen Platinum Collection 6LP colored vinyl box set. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead, give it a like, and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next video, and most importantly, keep the records spinning.